Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Dota fans. It is Atlanta, Georgia, state of the beach and home of our Dream League Season 7 Dota Finals. And we are working our way through the lower bracket final right now. It is Planet Odd going against Team Secret. Hi there. And it is Planet Odd who took game number 1. I'm back in my panel, of course, with Slacks, OD, and Fogged. Gentlemen, the majority of us had felt that Secret were going to be the team to take game number 1 based maybe on their formulated draft and game plan, but that was not the case. Slacks.
I thought global, elite strat, unbeatable. Not unbeatable at all. It's actually quite counterable from what I've seen. Oh, and you're the only person that got it right. And regale us in your knowledge.
Well, I mean, as I said, you know, in the draft, I was expecting the Misery Pudge. We got the Misery Pudge. It was great. I said beforehand as well, we've been seeing a few Arc Warden picks coming through. Still yet to be sold on it. And again, with this game, it just, I don't, it wasn't as if mid one played bad. It was just, it felt the hero itself couldn't really do much when this sort of mid-game hit. Weehaw, of course, made that great recovery, as expected on a tier when you have the team stacking up the Ancients. Yeah. And then they would just go, go, go. And then Secret couldn't really kind of slow it back down. And gets to the point of the game where this Arc Warden would be able to be too much of a split-pushing threat.
Yeah, I think Secret made a good chunk of mistakes, too, and they're probably looking back and being like, wow, you know, that bottom thing, they wanted to pressure the troll, they try, and they get triple killed. Yeah. After they
that tier 1 play was...
They had like an incredibly good early game to shut down Weehaw, but then they didn't address the fact that, okay, we need to block Ancients, or we need to play around the Ancients to make sure that he can't have that catch-up. Because Weehaw died, I think it was 2 or 3 times in the laning phase, and then he ends up getting a 12.5-minute Desolator with Treads and Aquila. So he's already like super farmed. Resolution was pretty much free farming as well, and then they made a couple extra dives and stuff, and yeah, Planet Odd ended up getting like a good gold lead, and having a clear-cut initiator on Moon rather than having like just like a Legion commander for Team Secret and Spirit Breaker like charging in. It was much easier for Planet Odd to actually take those engagements.
Here we'll check out some of the highlights from that matchup here. A moment where it looks like Secret are trying to get the turnaround back onto Weehaw, but
I think this is where you were saying you feel that Puppey goes for someone else.
I thought he was going to ult the TA there, not going for Moon in the back.
And then the sort of result of that, they don't get either of the kills to start off, yeah. So.
I think there was a couple situations where they were, there's like targeting issues that are just, they had like different reads on the map. They think they would charge 1/6 section. Puppey was just like, oh my god, wait a minute. I have to die here, you guys have to ditch me.
Yeah.
And that happened like 2 or 3 times like in the bottom lane. And, yeah, I think a lot of mistakes added up though for them. And they had a, what would you call like a single core kind of draft with the Necro safe lane. He went for Radiance to try to be able to like that scaling factor on the Necro, but they just got kind of, at one point it was literally just planted on steamrolling after they get the Aegis.
Seems to be a bit of an ongoing trend for Secret. It was something that was mentioned in our green room while we were watching the game there is, you know, they're putting a lot onto mid one with these flashy, potentially farming tempo heroes, and then we look over at MP, and you know, he's trying to be that silent killer, but maybe sometimes you're just a bit too quiet. I mean, he tries to passively farm forward, maybe playing it a bit too safe, but we don't really get to see him be like a terror ever in these games.
Yeah, they just don't prioritize him as enough, but it takes a special skill. As my father used to say, a percussionist, it's not the drummer that's the loudest that's the most important, it's the one that can play the quietest, you know? So he's doing it, he's doing it, he's part of it.
Who in that band plays quietest?
Quiet drums, jazz musicians. All right, well, maybe not the best metaphor ever, fine.
I liked it.
Okay, thank you, Fogged.
Jazz musician, MP.
Yes, smooth, if you will. One of the smoothest.
It's kind of hard to call from Secret like a change up right now when you're potentially at elimination match now from the event.
Yeah.
But is it the time now to do something a bit different?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Secret try and do just what they sort of got away with at the end of the day yesterday. You know, just look to mid one, say, you know, what do you want to play? Yeah, get him these ODs, get him these TAs, these heroes that he's arguably more comfortable on. I'm sure he's probably played a lot on the Arc Warden, but you know, it's not the hero that comes to mind as the one that mid one's going to carry the team through the game off the back of a strong laning stage. So I think looking back to those, the ODs, the TAs, I mean, the mid one Ember Spirit, even the Invoker, something like that, just playing kind of standard stuff. Not testing the grounds with anything different, just going back to basics for Secret, and they should definitely have the skill and potential to outplay Planet Odd.
I'd like to see them go back to some kind of like team fight. I think that's when they, in my opinion, look their strongest, when Kez was playing a big team fight hero, let's say like the Enigma or something along those lines. That's when I feel like they play by far their best. They have so many different ways of fighting, and then they also have a late game potential. They have MP on a hero that scales a little bit better, that can always be reliable, and Midwin on a very comfortable hero, and then Yap's on a big team fighter. This time it was like, you see Spirit Breaker, Zeus, Arc Warden, Legion Commander, all these heroes, they want to go for pickoffs. They don't want to take this big 5v5 team fight in any way, and that ended up happening a bunch in the last game.
Yeah, it's just weird because we'll see him on these like fun picks, of course, like Safe Lane, Uber Lord, and Necro's fun as well, but where's the MP, Anti-Mage or Lifestealer or CK or I guess I'm craving a heavy like ass beater coming out from him. So we'll have to see if that's going to be something they tend to go for or not. But let's look at these guys over here. We got Planet Odd. Odie, you were saying that if these guys, imagine if they do get that game 1 win with that Misery Pudge, they're going to feel amazing.
Yeah,
they're going to feel
I've
like
got to imagine
they've
got to be feeling pretty good right now. And I think that if you're Secret, that's something to definitely be scared about. We've seen, historically in the past with this group of players, Planet Odd, Digital Chaos, they're very good at getting that momentum at the start of a LAN and building it up. And that's exactly what seems to be happening here. Yeah, they got knocked down the once, but here they go, game 1, second, the final day of LAN. And it looked pretty damn hot. A little rocky at the start, but they were prepared. They had the recovery methods with the TA, with the ancient farming, Misery stepping up his rotations. I mean, it was very exciting to watch the whole kind of Misery and Puppy movements around the map. And at the end of the day, Misery was just able to make more out of it. And absolutely, this could be the momentum that Planet Odd need to get a 2-0 against Secret here on day 2.
You hit one of the things around the head that I was going to touch on, is that they had like a little bit of rough, maybe like first 5 minutes or something you say, but they knew what they wanted in the game plan. They had recovery methods, they had everything that they wanted, so it seemed like they were a little more prepared overall for the overall scheme of the game than Secret in this one.
Do you think that 2 Slacks, do you think at Planet Odd as opposed to Secret maybe at the moment are just kind of looking at the wide spectrum of the game a bit more? Yeah. Instead of like maybe Secret, who are kind of a bit in tune with the moment, like what's happening in this early stage, let's focus on that, while we have Odd who are thinking about plan B and C potentially.
Sure. I mean, Team Secret, they play explosively, they play unpredictably, but it's not that hard to kind of see where their comfort zone is. And I think I feel like that's something that maybe Planet Odd is a bit caught on to. And that's where you win games, by picking strange heroes that people aren't used to when they've developed a comfort zone that they think they're okay with. So I'm expecting to see more creative plays coming out from Planet Odd this series, and I'm expecting to see Secret have to shift it up a little bit, because you know what? They do got one of the greatest captains in history, Puppy, to make that, that draft a little bit unique on their own. So anyway, very excited. I just want to see that Misery Pudge one more time. The double gold, that was some big pimping. Both arms covered in gold? That's hype.
Yeah. Some King Midas stuff right there.
Yeah, boy.
Let's change it up to a bit of a fun flavor here, guys, because we have just a couple more moments before these players should be set and into the draft, and of course, we'll get right into it. 4 heroes remain, I believe, on our precious Arcana vote. I've seen some people out there hoping to push for some certain heroes. So who is it down to now? We got Pudge, we got Rubik, we got Sniper,
and we've got Invoker, right?
Invoker.
Yeah, Invoker. Yeah.
All right, guys, I got to hear from you. Who do you want to see get the new glittery special hat?
I feel if it's going to be Invoker or Rubik, we're probably going to be waiting till TI9 before Valve actually get it complete. So we're taking a risk with those votes.
Do you think with those there's just a lot to it?
Valve can bang that out within a year. So I mean, Sniper gets my votes as well, because it seems to
just want it right away.
It annoys